Cool. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, another week, another day.
It's funny. I almost got like a that feeling of like it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood when we just had this introduction together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to look at my Logitech because I've been watching more and more um,
The
the
people looking.
pioneers of vlogging, and
Mm-hmm.
I like that I'm taking my iPhone and turning it because it gives you nothing to look at but these three
Mm-hmm.
lenses. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Plus, you
it's
get better
unnatural.
quality.
Well, you get better quality, but I'm saying like it's unnatural for the viewer to see you or I looking at. If I'm looking at you. I'm not even seeing what
Yeah.
I'm looking at. So right now I'm probably looking to the bottom, like right of everybody's screen or
Yeah.
something.
Like
But now when I'm doing like this, it looks like
it's
I'm talking to
natural.
you, which means I'm talking to them. Yeah.
Yeah, I try and be aware of that, but like you said, it's totally unnatural. I think I've gotten a lot better with it. I think the most I've noticed it was when we would do our short film Wednesdays, because I would like constantly look at you to the side, but then when I look at myself on camera, I look like a creeper, like looking to the corner. But uh,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Especially with some of the videos you picked,
yeah. I
like
had
the
the
red
best
balloon one.
videos. I
You're
had the
like,
best videos.
yeah.
Anyways,
It's funny because
anyways,
you actually got a lot of the heat for that.
I had better
We had
video.
like
Like I
we
had
had
good
like
videos. I didn't
some
have
with
fluff.
listen, I had great the people spoke.
No,
The people
no, no,
spoke.
no. You just had a couple of loud voices amongst the masses.
The people spoke. You had one where like they were kidnapping and raping kids or something like that. Then I
No,
put this great one up with this like disabled lady, like made this amazing
you
art.
know what's funny is
You're
that
like that's a terrible video.
your
I was like,
mind the mind goes straight to like the darks. Like all it was two like one person like he was talking to a kid and it wasn't even the person. It was like a random character as like a
that's what everybody got out of that video, and that was
yes,
actually
you're
a really good
right.
video.
But it
But the
was a
thing
kid.
is,
First of all, it wasn't. It was really. If you look at it, it was a kidnapping. No one knows anything else about what happened. But your
the
mind
guy
just
was
goes
a
into the
perv.
worst scenario
Wasn't he dressed like
ever.
a clown?
It wasn't even a person. It was like
Why would
it was
it
a
was a
puppet.
balloon?
It was no. The kid was holding a balloon, and it was a puppet that he was talking to. But your mind just went so off, like the worst thing that you could possibly think
So
of
don't
what
you
it
think that
was.
they wrote it that way on purpose?
I think it's funny that if we probably watched like 50 short films, and your mind went to that one, which was probably the most well done short film we probably top five. Absolutely. I mean, yes, subject matter was dark, but it was so well done, and it left everyone like emotionally scarred after.
No, I
But
left
like,
everyone like, Irwin's kind of weird.
no, man, I'm sorry, I picked good films. There was that, and actually that one won a bunch of awards.
Did
But
it?
anyways, it did. We're here. We're here to do a quick podcast, my friend.
Is that what we're doing? Okay.
A quick one, I mean, I do have a video lined up, but I figure we can save that for another day.
You could
Um,
also still do it too
we could
if you want to
always
watch
do it.
something
We could always do
at
that
the end.
too. I already have it loaded up too, so
So, if you don't mind, if I could say something,
I guess so. It's your show.
cool. So, today's day 31 of my 365 days of 37. There were some really interesting things that have happened over the last 30 days, and I feel like, and that's actually one of them. See, if we go back, I said 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
After watching some of my videos and editing, I think I have a speech impediment. It's messing with my mind, man. It's
You
killing
don't
me.
have a speech impediment.
No, but you don't understand. Like, I feel like it's getting more pronounced because it's bothering me. I see the videos that even Philip DeFranco
Mm-hmm.
does, and I'm like, wow, like I'm pausing weird. I can't edit correctly because I'm starting the next sentence way too fast. That's really interesting. I'm learning a lot, which is really cool. But it's really funny to see the feedback. Um, I'm getting feedback like so. Are these all the videos?
Yeah,
Wow, it looks like a lot, right?
right. It does. It's crazy.
Yeah. So it's funny if we're looking at these like so the first one it's like whatever. What's really interesting is to look at like so you have like with the Rode Pod mic has 29 views, and that's more probably because of the buzzwords title. The other one that had a lot of views was one with iPhone 11. It was day 21. It says
Mm-hmm.
that has 20 views. But then the create what you want and be yourself like
That's a
that
good one.
one. I think that maybe in my mind the thumbnail is what grabbed people on that day 20. it looks like I got punched in the face, so maybe that's why.
That one
Like
was actually the one I didn't watch. I watched them all, as you can see here. But actually, yeah, I can see that. But the I was like, oh, I saved this one for like 2 days later. I just did not like that thumbnail. I don't know, the blood.
it's funny though, but some people want to say like, "Oh my goodness, what
What
happened? Did like
happened?
he get smacked? Did he like what I mean? Like did something
Oh,
bad happen?"
absolutely.
But it's funny because some of the better ones have less views. The better ones, as far as like production value, in my mind. And it's interesting though to talk to people and like. So, for instance, like I think less people will watch what we did today. Like the interview that we did was actually not bad.
Yeah.
Some of the other stuff that we did that was like 30 minutes long, they don't want to look at. And like
Right.
my dad today was like, well, if you go out, what do you want to do? Like, what's your ultimate goal? And the thing's like, well, I just want to create something. Well, if you're going to be a YouTuber, don't you need to kind of identify, X, Y, and Z so that you can get ads? Like, I didn't say I want to be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
I don't want
Yeah.
to be a how-to guy. Like, honestly, what this could end up leading to is just the fact that we are messing with
Mm.
certain types of apps and certain types of, um, you know, things like this, you know what I mean? Or maybe
Right.
we're working with blue lights and then who knows, maybe we get hyper local and we do podcasts for hyper local places where we live, or maybe we do marketing stuff. It doesn't matter. Like I think that a lot of people look at people making content and think, oh, you're making content, you want to be the Paul brothers or
Right.
and
Right. They
not
all
the case. Like,
automatically just go to like the top. Like, oh, you think you can be like Casey Neistat
yeah,
because you're
exactly. So,
vlogging?
so
Like,
you want to be Brad Pitt because you want to be an actor? That's not the same thing. This is
no.
still accounting.
But it's funny
You
because
can
they don't say
be in video production.
if you said, you know what, I
And
want to go play basketball today, they're like, oh, you think you're LeBron James now? Like,
well, the
no one would
difference
think
is
that.
nobody can make money in basketball
Yeah.
unless you're at that upper echelon or want to coach. The
Right.
thing is, video production, hyper locally, there are people in Amsterdam, New York they generate money in that space and still needs content for their Instagram.
You're
So
right.
you could be a person that has the equipment and the ability to make things that are really, really great
Right.
and still be relevant in your personal space. So just because you buy these headphones and get this pod mic stuff and like do all this, it doesn't mean that you're trying to be Casey Neistat or that you're trying to be the next YouTube
Right.
sensation. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Absolutely. Actually, it's funny you say that because I'm looking real quick right here. I watched a video just the other day from one of these guys that I've kind of been watching for a long time. He's kind of known more in the filmmaking world, and he's still one of the smaller guys. YC Imaging is the name of his channel, and this is a dude here, and he was just talking about what he makes. So
This guy definitely
this,
smokes weed.
I know, right?
He's
So
got like this surfer board thing, this like crazy haircut.
so this is actually his ad revenue for the past 6 months, and or whatever it is, 5 months. Now he's got.
Dude, that's not a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying, and he's got 200
No,
or
like more power to him.
85.
Like this is probably still like high percentage. Like most YouTubers aren't getting this. But
Yes.
like, isn't it? Was it when we were? Was it H3 podcast was saying that most of their revenue was
Sorry, you cut off for a second. Can you say that again?
most of their stuff
Most of
not
their
from
no, exactly.
their revenue.
It comes from other places, and that's why they need like what's the word? What is the word when they need partners and a lot of like actually I just watched a Peter McKinnon video right in the middle of his video. He's like, oh, by the way, Squarespace, blah 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 blah. And I get why they do. I get why they do that,
So bad.
but it's whatever. I mean, everybody.
Peter McKinnon's pouring himself out though a little bit. I mean, he used to be. I mean, for a guy that started nowhere, like I just watched this last video from him. I mean, there was like 4 ads in between, and
Yeah.
then I'm getting emails about his coffee and his signature series that comes with a picture. Like he's getting on it a little bit too much.
Well, I think a lot of people understand as well. Like, okay, so, well, to go back to this guy for a quick second, like this is his ad revenues, how much he's making, and just off YouTube alone. And right in the whole video, he's basically saying, look, this is a side hustle, and it's great that I'm making money this way, and it's nice to have this, but it's not my main source of income. I do videos for other people. Say again?
Because here's the thing, it can't be, because look at
No, it can't.
like Mitch from Media Avenue, right? $834 in August. Mitch makes 4 times that depending on the wedding that he's doing on a Saturday.
Right.
So I'm sorry, Mitch might not have let's see, 287,000 subscribers,
Yeah.
but Mitch is not making $834 in a month.
No, like you can't. You can't make that money and have a mortgage, have a house, have a home, like and live comfortably. Maybe you can live in an apartment and not have a
Yeah,
lot of
where?
stress, but like,
Somalia or something? Like
but then
not
how are you paying for
in
your
United
gear? I
States?
mean, like, and I'm like, okay, so basically for the past, if you took like the past 3 months that you made on YouTube stuff, you can go get yourself a nice drone and to pour into the other stuff. But anyways, long story short, in order for you to really start thinking about saying I'm gonna quit my job to do this, you pretty much have to have 1 million subscribers. You have to, at least in some sense, have other ways you're getting money, not just on
Yeah.
YouTube
I
and
think that the
all
million
that.
subscriber thing is not what's going to make you dough. What's going to make you dough is the things that people will call you about to do. It's like, hey, Irwin Rodriguez, like I see that you keep talking about ND filters. Let's have the Irwin Rodriguez ND filter.
Yeah, I'm saying if
You
you
know what I
wanted
mean?
to make money only doing YouTube, then
Yeah, but I think that's
yeah,
short-sighted even in
I
itself.
I, I
And that
agree.
and that's and that's the thing is like the minute you say you want to make videos, everybody's like, "Oh, you want to be a YouTuber?" It's like,
Yeah.
I might want to publish my
Mm-hmm.
creative works on YouTube, but you know what's funny is somebody sent me something. It was really really cool. By the way, I guess today is just going to be a rant. And if you are somebody that wants to not do whatever it is you do 9 to 5, then this is something that you should listen to and you should talk about
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
I mean, honestly, I think that we have all these polished turds that we're watching of like, oh, this is how you get your subscribers to 30,000. But like what most people are doing, most people are working jobs that actually probably aren't as good as the jobs that Erwin or I have, and that
Yeah.
we're still trying to do something else.
Right.
And when you bring that to people's attention, first thing they think is like, oh, you want to be like this person or that person, like, oh, you want to be a YouTuber, like, well, you like who was it has like 150 million subscribers. I think it was like
Mm.
Kim Kardashian or something. Like,
Oh yeah,
no,
like
that's
Instagram or
not
something.
actually
Yeah.
not what I want to do at all.
Yeah, it's funny actually. My son Jaden, he all the time, like we had this conversation yesterday when I was working on a video. He's like, "Oh, how much have you made from your videos?" And I'm like, "Nothing."
Dude,
And he goes, and then it almost blew his mind a little bit. He goes, "You've been making these videos and you
you're
haven't made any
trash.
money. I don't." He's like, "You got to stop what you're doing." And I'm like, dude, because I told him, I'm like, well, we're gonna start making videos for companies Excelsior, and they're gonna pay us. He's like, wait, like it's something like unlocked in his mind because he was like, don't make YouTube videos. He's like, it just, he felt like I was turning my back on YouTube. He's like, if you're gonna do YouTube, then you should do YouTube. Now you're gonna make videos for companies, and you're gonna, but you say you're a YouTuber. I'm like, I'm not. I never said I was a YouTuber. It's just I said,
No,
listen, YouTube is a platform for you to be creative on and express yourself, and then making
no,
money is a side. Is just something that comes with that if it can, but that's not the reason. Now his mind associates YouTube with money. Just if you want to be a YouTuber,
well,
you're making money.
yeah, exactly. And that's I think that it's funny because the people that I think really get it are people that are 10 years are junior and probably 5 years are senior in that range.
Yeah.
And then the people older or younger than that have a very weirdly skewed view of what that means.
Yeah,
Older
absolutely.
people are like, oh, you want to be one of those YouTubers. Or I guess you've got to have something. Aren't there 8 million people trying to be? And then you have the young kids that are like, oh, you only have 7 million subscribers? You suck.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like,
Exactly. Oh
you know
yeah.
that like your plumber grandfather makes more money than that guy that has 8 million subscribers. So you need to like kind of you don't get
Yep.
what it really means to earn a dollar. So Mark sent me this little
Mm-hmm.
Marks. He said Picasso created more than 50,000 works of art.
Mm-hmm.
Right? How many of those are considered masterpieces that we still admire today? Guess how many out of
No.
50,000 that Picasso have?
10.
100, 100.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, yeah. Percentage wise.
That's still less than 1% of his creations are relevant. So stop trying to be perfect. It's a numbers game.
Mm-hmm.
Start creating. So I don't 100% agree with that. It's just a numbers game, but what people don't realize is that even with Edison, it took 1,000 types of metal compositions for them to get to the point where it burned hot enough and it lit hot enough that it light up without burning out and it didn't
Right.
explode or dim out or whatever. But like same thing, like it's 1,000 steps.
Yep. Well,
So
didn't they say, he say it was like a thousand ways not to do it? That's the way he phrased it. He's like, I didn't mess up.
something like that.
Yeah, 1,000 times. I figured out a
Your
way not to
lighting's way
do it.
better than mine. This lighting makes me look old.
You should. Well, I mean, I have like this gigantic light here. It's huge,
I think this
and
is better, even though this is soft. It looks better.
so
I had the
yours.
ring light on. I think so. I mean, I had the ring light
Yeah,
on, but it was like it was casting way too many shadows.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I turned down my brightness actually. All right, so now that you've been on here for a month, I
Pop the
guess we
knob
can.
off. It's a piece of crap.
Oh my goodness.
You gotta be
That's
kidding me,
that
man.
dry old plastic too, you know? It's been there for a minute.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
It's okay. So we're about 15 minutes in here, almost 16, and I wanted to ask you a couple of questions.
Sure.
Let's just go into my questions here. All right, so
I'd like you to
2000.
first ask me what it is I'm drinking because I think a lot of people are going to ask me that.
Well, since you bring it up, why don't you go ahead and explain it?
Spindrift. So it's a sparkling water that has real squeezed fruit. So if you don't like the taste of disgusting, non-flavored seltzer, get Spindrift.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's it.
Spindrift. Not sponsored.
No,
Uh,
not sponsored. Yeah, definitely not. I
all
don't have
right.
those kind of numbers.
I know, right? All right. So 2019. Is there anything you wish that you learned in terms of tech gear or anything like that that you wish you spent more time on in 2019?
To be honest with you, no. I think that anything that I learned in 2019 could have been learned in 2009. And you and I both have been in the tech industry for so long. I think that I think we've gotten very, very fortunate that we've had jobs where we've had the opportunity for people at a very young age to um, offer to pay for our college educations, which we haven't taken advantage of.
I
I mean,
did.
like,
I not
like
fully, but
yeah, it's like I was gonna say, which of us
I
has
mean,
the
I could have
like
gotten
a
my master's
bachelor's
by
degree
now. But yeah.
or a bachelor's? You know, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
Yep.
I know Irwin has his associates, but like
That's it.
given the amount of things that we've been through and how long we've been in this industry, we've been given a bachelor's degree 1,000 times over for free,
Yeah.
which also is a testament to how good at what we do. So there's what I would be more upset with is the fact that I think in 2019, the same with any other years, we could have stepped out of our comfort zone and said, well, you know what, we have it so good, like it just comes naturally
It
to us, and
does.
I don't know how to explain that. You know what I
It's
mean?
definitely. I mean, I work in education, and it's very difficult because there's people that work
Struggle.
under. Yeah, well, exactly. And there's people that work under, advisors and all that stuff, and it's required to have their masters to do that, and they're levels below me in terms of like how they do stuff at my job. So and when I say, oh yeah, I have my only associates, and I say only associates because everyone around me has more stuff than that. I feel like we've gotten a lot further than most people, despite not having
Oh,
that type of
it's
traditional
not.
stuff.
Yeah, and that's true, and it's at this point people measure. I know that most of the jobs I've had, the people that work with me or for me
Mm.
have advanced degrees. The people that work with Irwin and they do it at a level system, like you're a level 10 or whatever, they are either at the same or below level than him. They
Unless
have
you're like
advanced degrees.
managers, directors, yeah,
Yeah, and at this point, he's still on that track. The difference is, it's. I think that stuff has come easy to us, so we've never been like, all right, what do we need to learn next? It's
yeah,
like, oh, we learned this just enough to get done what we need to get done. It's like, hey, Urs, well, why does this work? It's like, who cares? We just it did what we wanted
right,
to do.
exactly.
Let's move forward.
Next,
You know what I mean? Hey,
yep,
next, and we've never tripped. That's
right.
why I think it's actually really hard. I was talking to Erwin about how I get a little bit of critique, and I'm like, oh, how dare you? It's like, what did you say? And he's like,
Yes,
it's like, because it's in
absolutely.
reality, like, I get it. We're not like the Donald Trumps. We're not the people we're not the Kim Kardashians who like put out a stupid tape and all of a sudden explode into fandom. But
Hmm.
in the grand scheme of things, there are people that like literally try to learn things on such an intricate level, and we kind of skate by. So I know it's a really long-winded answer, but I think in 2019 or any of those years, at any given point, we've never really had to try to learn more.
Right.
We've gotten through it and then just kept going. And then it's just like
Right.
the people that try to learn more, they were like always behind us. I'm like, yo, you good, man? Like, you know what I mean?
You're right. You're
With
absolutely right.
anything.
Yeah. We never seem to let technology either slow us down or hold us back. We just kind of keep going.
Yep.
All right, next question. Um, well, actually, as you already brought up, you're on your 31st or 32nd day now
This is
of
the 31st day.
yeah. So, what would you say is your biggest like lesson that you've had, whether it be
This
like
is
a
going to
good
be
lesson
gold.
or bad lesson?
Yeah, this is going to be gold because um, it's not what anybody would think, and nobody's going to watch this video to see what it really is. The lesson is, I realized that you have to have one big goal at a time. So, at when I turned 37, this was my goal, and Irwin can attest to. I won't let anything. I don't care if I didn't get sleep. I'm gonna make a video, even if it's a crap video. I'm gonna make something, and I have to learn something from that day. I tried on the 1st of January on 2020 to have like 6 goals,
Mm-hmm.
and most of them crumbled. Um, but I realized that like you have to have one big goal, and you can introduce more and more. So I've learned a lot in the tech, and I think that's interesting for people that are watching this from a tech perspective. But what I really learned is that um, it's okay to take on one big thing at a time. So if you want to eat healthier, well, then eat healthier for a little bit. And then if you want to go to the gym, well, then start going to the gym a little bit. But don't say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start eating healthier. I'm going to start going to the gym. I'm going to read a book. I'm going to go to bed at 9 p.m. And guess what? You're not going to do any of those things.
Right.
So one of the things I learned is that when I said I am sick of the fact that I'm not doing some of the tech stuff, I'm gonna step up to the plate. I'm gonna use the stuff that we've invested in at B8, and I'm gonna do this on my own thing so that I'm not looking like a noob on B8. Um, I think that it just should. What I really learned was that you can have good ideas and good goals. Start with that one, move forward for a few weeks, and then add something to it.
It's a good answer. It's a good
You
answer.
know what I mean?
Yeah, and I have to
Like I
say,
haven't stopped yet.
and honestly, I was just gonna say, when you said you wanted to do a video a day, every day for 365
Sucks.
days, I was like, hmm. Now, don't get me wrong. You've proven that you can do similar things when you said, you know what, I want to go on a hike like every day, or I'm going to go on a walk every single day. And
I went to the gym 100 days straight.
right, that's
I did
very.
that 75-day thing where
Those are
I
time
drank a
consuming.
gallon of water. I did
Hmm.
all that stuff. I did it,
Absolutely, So normally I think I would say, you know what, yeah, that's a hard thing to do. I don't think you can do it. But given that you have a pretty good track record with the things you've wanted to do in the past, I was like, maybe you could do this. But going to the gym, doing your diets, all that stuff, I'm not going to say it's easier. It's just different. Doing a video every day when it comes to like editing and figuring out what to do to make it smooth, and this, like, it's a whole different mindset, it's a whole different thing. So I'm like, that's going to be difficult. I don't know if he can do it. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say
Well,
that I
I
said
mean,
no,
I still haven't
but it
done
was
it yet
hard.
because we're only at day 31. But what I will say
Yeah.
was the most difficult part about it for me is
Hmm.
because anybody can make any video every day. So if we said, hey, we just have to put something up, I'm going to take a dump in a box and I'll open up the box. I did something today. The point was I have to do something every day specific to learning this craft,
Yeah.
and I have to learn something every day. So even like yesterday I did more of a talking head type video, and I was not in a good mood. I didn't want to do it. But actually what I ended up learning yesterday because of the video I made was the fact that, and I'm not doing it today, but when I was wearing these glasses, the fact that my first thing somebody said was, uh, I see the ring light in your glasses, and I'm like thinking to myself, I saw it too. When you are just an actor, you have somebody lighting you, have somebody,
Yeah.
framing it. But then you know what I did? I spent 45 minutes today reading and researching and watching videos on lighting people for corporate
Glasses.
videos
Oh yeah.
with people with glasses,
Yeah.
because you might have somebody says, hey, we need you to do this corporate video, and all of a sudden everybody has glasses.
Yep.
So as long as it's not just about making content every day, because you could just do a straight shot, no edits. You can add in your filler stuff on the left and the right and add music from iMovie and be like, well, I did it. The point was I have to learn something every day, because I
Right.
feel like even with computer stuff, we do computers every day. Even when we were at the center, there were days where, unless we were pressed because something crashed, we didn't have to necessarily learn anything. We
Right.
just kind of were like, all right, we installed the printer. Nobody called us for
Yeah.
anything else.
Yep. And we
Like,
did.
it's like,
Now it's
look it back at me. I see that I never really had it. Right. Like we
hmm
were playing that game,
yeah, what was that I can't believe
Command and Conquer.
Command and Conquer every day.
Yeah.
Any downtime was not spent learning. It was spent it was spent playing Command and Conquer
Suckers were
with the
learning while we were
director
doing.
of like finances. Um yeah, but I forgot the question now. But yeah, that's a long-winded way of saying
Sorry.
that. That's okay. I forgot your biggest lesson. Oh yeah, yeah. To take things one step at a time and not have so many things at all at the same time. Yeah,
And to make sure that every day when you're doing something, the motive on everything that you do in that day has to be to learn something. Because you could say, "Hey, Irwin, well, you'd be like, yo, Frank, I'm going to skate every day. But
yeah,
every day, all you do is stand on the skateboard, take a picture, be like, I skated today. Well, you're not going to learn anything.
right,
You have to scrape your knees every day.
right.
You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
have to try to land a new
and
trick every day.
you're really diving into it, which is
Yeah.
good. It's very
Well,
very
it's
good.
funny. People that don't do film stuff or any
Mm,
of the stuff that we do, like they don't see it, but you see it. You're like, oh, I see you use the different FPS.
mm,
Oh, I saw you change the camera. Oh, I see you're doing something different with lighting. Hey, I see your thumbnails a little bit better. Like
right.
it's like that's you have nobody has any idea how much stuff goes into a good video. And when you get to a very big production house, there are people that just focus on color grading, and
Yep.
I haven't even started color grading, and
Right.
people don't even know what color grading is. It's like you have 8 different shots, and then
Yep.
you for each shot you go in and kind of make it the same so that you can layer something on top of it that gives it continuity. But then there's also stuff where I was just watching something where Peter McKinnon broke down his first shots as a photographer. Now, if Irwin wants to says, "Hey Frank, I want you to take some shots for my portfolio to show that I'm a boss for IT work,"
Mm-hmm.
and all my shots are me looking down at him, the composition of that shot is showing that he doesn't have power because it's looking down at him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
there's power even in the composition of how you frame the shot, and that's interesting too. So I don't think that people realize I'm learning something every day, but some people are like, "Oh, you just that this looks this way." It's like, well, the
Yeah.
sound sucked today because the I didn't have a mic, but I learned something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It also affects how you see stuff too. I mean, just the other day when we were watching Breaking Bad, and you saw like how there was that one scene where he was like walking to the vending machine, and it was like that really low shot where he was like looked like a boss. I mean, in reality, you could shoot that like
You can
this
feel
guy.
it though.
Yeah, exactly. Like
You
this
can
guy
feel it.
walked from A to B to get a bag of chips. How do we make it look like he is the man? And they had that like low camera angle and was tracking him, following him, and
Dude,
like you said, you
look at
think
these.
about that stuff
Look
more
at
when you.
the children that are being like raped or like the kids that are having like poverty.
Hmm.
None of those pictures are like you looking up at them. It's
No.
you
Yeah.
looking down at them and them looking up, and it's black and white, and
Yeah.
you can see the tears. It's like it's there. They need you to help them. You
Right.
don't understand the composition of that shot is telling you that they are helpless.
Right. Absolutely.
The framing, I don't know.
No,
Are they?
that's very good. It opens you. I can tell that you're definitely thinking a lot more about those types of things than you were like say 6 months ago. All right, on to
Sorry, next question.
2020.
You keep
2020.
bumping the camera.
I know. I'm sorry. I gotta
You're
get
like
it.
that guy that we.
I know.
Uh,
I know. I'm Yosefing it. This thing.
yeah, you roasted it.
Yes. I'm gonna put a tripod someplace else so I don't do that. Yes. So 2020 goals, business. You're vlogging, and I don't even know if you like calling it vlogging, but that's what
No,
essentially
not
what
really.
I
Because we're
say.
doing this now. And that's not
Right.
vlog, you know.
Exact. Right. I should say your daily content. Um, and then your equipment efficiency. So we'll just break down real quick and like 30 seconds to 45 seconds each on these answers. What is a goal that you have for the business? B8, obviously. 2020.
B8.
Yeah.
Yeah, B8. The goal is to follow through on the stuff that we've already put into place. I think that a lot of people would probably try to downplay. I mean, we're two guys with a lot of stuff that's going on,
Yeah.
family lives, and the fact that we actually have paying corporate gigs. We have a studio that's going to be self-sustaining that we've had for a couple years now. All these people put out these podcasts about how to be this big boss and make hundreds of millions of dollars. Not everybody's in it for that. So what's funny is like they have to realize that they're trying to push their content to uh, people where just based on statistics, there are never going to be more than a fraction of a percent of people that reach that. The
Right.
people, what they really want are the things that we actually are doing right now. So I think that my visions for B8 are just to keep on track of what we're doing
Yeah.
and then see where it goes. Because I think that if we stick with what we're doing, it's going to have longevity. So that's what I want with that.
Absolutely. I mean, I concur with that. I think that if we stick with what we're doing, we're definitely going to. We're already starting the year really, really good.
Slow and steady, bro.
Yep. I
We
think
didn't pick
that
$1,000 studio to stick in.
right.
We're getting what we need when we need it. We're sustaining with what we currently do for our daily jobs to do it. We're still sustaining our
Yeah.
personal relationships, and then we're getting stuff done.
Yeah. And you know, some people could have been like, well, you have a studio, you want to rent it out. And that was the idea, is the idea. However, it is kind of self-selective. Like I don't necessarily feel comfortable. I know you don't feel comfortable with just
For
anyone
what, 50
walking in.
bucks?
That's what I'm saying,
50
you know?
bucks.
Like it's
Our
just
investment in this is way more than 50 bucks.
yeah, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, people have to realize too, like, everybody wants to see the people that quit their
Yeah.
$300,000 a year jobs and decide like I'm gonna be making content. We're getting a studio, and then after a year, they've mortgaged their house. They have to leave that house. They're working crappy jobs. Guess what? We're not doing that. You know what I mean? We're in
Yeah,
this for the
right.
long haul. So
Absolutely.
we're doing this on our terms. And honestly, it's if the trajectory keeps where we're going, eventually it's going to pay for our bills. We're not going to have to work the jobs we're going to have to do, and we did it without sacrificing our families. And
Absolutely.
I think that everybody's looking for that person that's jumping off the bridge. This isn't Jackass.
Yep, exactly. Yep. Your daily vlog content. Where do you see that going in 2020?
You know what's funny is I think with the daily vlog content
Yep.
is I see myself. I need to stay in the mindset of stop thinking about what other people think and just take it day by day. If you learn something every day,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter what camera you're shooting on. It doesn't matter if it's a talking head. It doesn't matter if it's a vlog, how to. It doesn't matter if it's a 900-minute video with you that maybe nobody watches. If you learn something from that every day and your goal is to that, like I don't know if this is the platform for what I want to do. I don't know if this is, for all I know, this will all come to fruition and I'll be making videos for snow cone places and making apparel for hikers. But what I want to make sure that I do is that I stick to what I said I was going to do and just be consistent with it and learn something every day. That's it.
So if you learn something every day and it's December 25th next year, or I should say this year, and you've still been using your cell phone, still been using basically the same setup, but you feel like you've been productive, you would be happy with that.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a good
Yeah.
answer.
And next year, I have a different goal. Next year, what I want to do is change it from a daily thing
Mm-hmm.
to a weekly thing.
Okay.
Because now I want to take the skill set that I learned in the first year
Yep.
and I want to see how amazing I can make something if I give it a week, but with the same amount of hours. But now the knowledge of a year of deadlines, a year of
Right.
daily deadlines, daily learning
Right.
about that stuff. And then the year after that, I'd like to try to do it for monthlies.
Nice.
You
Nice.
know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it necessarily matters how many times you upload, but the quality and the subject matter
Yeah,
and all
but I
that.
think that like at least now, the whole point of the first year is to really like
So you're giving yourself a crash course in
crash
a
course and
sense.
everything,
Yeah.
and then the next one is like, all right, now you've had a crash course and you know how to
Yeah.
use your camera.
Right.
You can't make the most amazing content in one day. So now I'm going to give you a week,
Right.
and then after you've done a week, now I'm going to give you a month after that. Now you've had 2 years, 360. I mean, more than that. You've had 2 years worth,
Yeah.
365 days. You know,
Your
a month now.
connections are getting a little weak, I can tell. But yeah, we lost you for a second. But
Got me now.
got you now. We're good. Back on the air. All right. So now this is equipment tech type stuff. Are there any other pieces of gear that you want to get better on this year?
By ADD.
What did you say? DVD?
My A.
DD, ADD. Okay. Like
This
so
connection
like getting
sucks.
Yeah, it's getting a little sketchy. I don't know if it's something going on, but I think you're good now.
That's
Like,
my wireless.
okay, I see you now. Actually, you're not glitchy anymore. Yeah. So
It's my
using your
ADD
see, but that's kind of like another thing though, because when you say using your ADD, you could use your
and
ADD and
Premiere.
exactly. I was like, you
Those
could
two things.
technically just import your footage to your cell phone and still do your same everything that you're doing. Um, and so
But
that's
the
why I'm
thing
like,
is that the Canon hasn't changed their OS look at all, really.
no, it's very still basically the same
So my
menu
thing is like,
garbage.
we're always going to have the same menus, and
Yeah,
I don't know what I have now,
yeah,
and that's not okay. You know what I
right,
mean?
right. I do like that idea though. There has been times where I have just turned on the Wi-Fi and imported my footage directly from my camera to my iPad and worked on it from there, whether that be a video or just pictures that I start editing. So it is always nice. Um, all right, last question. This is always just the end of the night question. Is there anything you're watching? And not just like Netflix streaming stuff. Like, are there any like YouTube channels that you've discovered or anything in general that you want to share?
Uh, I stopped watching. Most of what I watched before was just like somebody gets punched in the face, or like there's a couple like news things that I'll watch really really quick. I don't really like watching a lot of TV.
Hmm.
I think I do like Breaking Bad is like a comfort thing in the background. It's actually really well shot. It's very
Hmm.
well written, and surprisingly, it's not as graphic as some stuff is. I don't think it's graphic for the sake of being graphic.
Yeah, I mean, people wouldn't put it on like Game of Thrones level or
Yeah,
something like
like
that.
that's the thing. Is like I've never even I met the guy from Game of Thrones and he was talking about it. Norman Reedus. I talked to him
Walking Dead.
and oh, watch Walking Dead. Yeah, but
Hmm.
even Walking Dead, right? Like so, it's like we talked
Big
about
one.
that, and I mean some of the stuff is like it's basically like softcore porn type stuff, and like that doesn't do anything for me. I mean, this was like just really what it was. It's just about a guy who like is a normal person that's extremely smart, and then when he's faced with a certain situation, you can see how certain variables like
Hmm.
chemistry,
Right.
you add one little dose of something else and it changes
Right.
the mix. You know?
Just, I mean, it's funny you say that because you go look on here real quick, and it's Breaking Bad's the second. I just did a quick Google search for best TV shows of all time, and that's the second one. And it is, as far as like storyline and well shot, it is definitely on there. Some
The
interesting other
the
ones on here, but
Well, but
uh,
let's look at it. Like, so I've heard of Mad Men, right? And about some of the things that
yeah,
they've done for cinematography.
yeah,
I don't know if this is the one that they were talking about with the way that they shot it in a different aspect ratio or something like that. Seinfeld, I do completely understand.
yeah,
It's the one of the only shows that I mean, you think about it, the first one aired in like I think 1989. But
yeah.
if a kid from 2012 were to watch it, like born in
Mm-hmm.
2012, very relevant. Simpsons is the longest running show ever as far
Yeah,
as it goes for cartoons, so I get that. And Breaking Bad, I mean Breaking Bad, The Office, Office people put on repeat. You know what? They changed
absolutely.
it because people looked at if you want to do a show like The Office, that means you're going to shoot it like Seinfeld, which means you're going to shoot it like Friends, which means you're going to shoot it like Two and a Half Men, which means
Right.
you're going to shoot it like any of these other comedies. And these guys said, well, like a place that's interviewing people. I mean, it's just the weirdest concept. In
Yeah.
fact, when I first saw it, I didn't realize that they were shooting it like they were being followed. I
Right.
was like, yo, why does it look like this? And it's like,
I remember the
it's
first time we watched it together, and when Michael like looked at the camera and said something, you were like, "What
just
just
trash.
happened?" Like this. Oh, hold on. Yeah, sorry. My headphones just died.
You
Oh
mean it
wait, it's
just
back
died?
now. There's batteries in them.
Okay.
All right, I think we're back now. All right, so
How long is that video you queued up?
the other, it's a long one.
Okay.
Long-ish. It is 12 minutes.
Oh, jeez.
And for a short film, and this is all right, we'll get on that for a quick second late in a second, but um anyways, so that's it for this one. I think this is a good one to end it off with.
Yeah. You know, this was a train wreck of a day 31, but I will say that there are some nuggets in this train wreck
Mm-hmm.
that are extremely valuable. I think
Yeah.
that what we can get from it was, um, this is not, if you say you want to create content, it's not the same thing as saying you want to be a Hollywood star. There's a lot of people want to be Hollywood stars, and that either means you're going to be doing community theater while working a really crappy job, or you're going to be Brad Pitt. You can be a content creator, and that does not have to mean that you don't have work. So I
Right.
think that's one thing too. I think the other thing that we got out of this is, that you don't have to be this martyr that quits their job and lets everything go by the wayside and puts all the money that they saved into something for it to be successful. That's not what we're doing with Building 8, and we're not going to change that. I
Right.
think the whole point is to pave your own way with that stuff. And I think if that's the only thing we got from this,
Mm-hmm.
then I think that's a lot of
I
information.
agree. I agree. And as a side note, because when you just said that, it made my mind kind of wander for a quick second. If we were to give up our both full-time jobs and say, you know what, we're gonna go into building it. We've made X amount of dollars. We know that we can sustain, family, vacations, everything like that. What is the number that you would feel building eight has to make? I should say in revenue, not like minus cost, actors, all that stuff for corporate crap. What do you think we would have to make that happen? I have a number in my mind. I'm just curious what you think.
Wait, I don't understand. Hold on a second. I'm gonna
How
spit
much
this
would
gum out,
building
but I
eight?
want
Yeah, how much would building? Oh, this guy left me.
to
All
go
right,
ahead.
how much would building eight need to make a year in order for us to quit our
Gross,
full time jobs to do just that?
gross,
Yes,
like gross, like not
like
before,
after
like
taxes.
that's not gross. So that's
Is
net.
a
Like
net,
so,
whatever. Oh no, okay. Well, we'll do before taxes then.
okay, so gross, and that doesn't include any of our overhead expenses, what we want to put into new technology, what we want to pay our actors, nothing.
Right, correct.
$500,000.
I was thinking. I said in my mind. I said bare minimum 350, and that was actually the first thing I thought was that was after taxes. So before taxes, that was probably closer to five.
Don't try to come to my five with your
No, no, I'm just saying
350.
because I
Get
said
at least
300.
350.
My first thing was like 350, and in my mind I thought after taxes. 350 after taxes probably
It's
is around
500.
500.
It is, yeah.
But yeah, so that's and that's to say, okay, like we said, we have two normal jobs. In order for us to quit our jobs that we have insurance at
We're not
and
going to
do
quit our
all that stuff.
$300,000 a year jobs for this.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying that's what it would have to take. Minimum of $300,000. And there's
See,
no way Angel.
this guy's got like MacBooks and Xboxes, and I don't even. That's like that right there. That thing. That's like a headpiece for like a $400 headset right
What are
there
you talking about?
to the right.
This?
Yeah,
That's old,
I'm sitting here
man.
with like I got like a Japanese hooker, like this is where people
Jeez.
get massages like behind, like bro, got
Man.
like all this freaking
No,
equipment behind
man.
him.
It's just junk. It's not junk. It's very cluttery, but
Let me
stuff.
get that the Apple sign on it.
This thing, you don't want that. Actually, I feel bad. You should probably. This is gonna be in the studio when I get back from Florida. You should
You
just
really don't
take
like
it
it?
at some. No, I like it. I mean, I ordered 32 gigs of RAM or whatever, or 16 gigs of RAM. It's gonna be here tomorrow. I'm looking forward to putting an SSD in it and really seeing how well it performs. It's
You
an
just
older
clone
model.
the
Yeah, we'll clone it,
super
pop it
thin
off.
though.
Yeah,
You'd think like that
it's
thing's 6 years
nice.
old. Look at it.
It is.
That's thin, bro.
Yeah,
You know
for
what's funny? It's
being
like it's so much better when you don't like you just leave it like a pull it forward. Like yo, that's thin. Pull it forward. Stop right
it's
there.
right there. Like you don't understand how
Or you
thin
move
this
forward a
is,
little bit. Like
man.
bang.
This
It's
is
like
paper thin. Yeah, no. I mean, it's got a little thing. It's obviously it's an all-in-one, but iMac, whatever. But yeah, the picture. I always forget how nice iMacs
well,
like
you know
the
what's funny is
quality of the
he actually
pictures.
said to me that Matt said to me that one of the reasons he got that 2014 was
Hmm.
because the screen was so pretty on it. I'm
So
like, dude, it's
so
6 years old, bro.
doesn't
How nice
matter,
could that really
dude.
look?
The monitor I'm looking at. This is a 10-year-old I have a PC. This is a Mac.
Like the Sama Naruto
This is
statue.
a 32-inch cinema monitor. This is $1,000 monitor that Apple put out 10 years ago, and I'm still using it. And this is an iMac. Like their monitor, I don't understand. Their monitors are
The LCD.
ridiculous. Yeah, it's amazing. You cannot beat it. But anyways, so yeah, that's gonna look really good. But I like when you still do everything on your iPhone, so you can literally just AirDrop to that, and use iMovie and everything on that, and just do the
Oh, that
same.
the same type of iMovie.
Say
Dude, you know what's so
exactly.
funny is like, when you ask me like what I want to do,
Yeah.
it's so funny because I just saw a whole nother round of features with iMovie that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you don't think to poke around it with your phone necessarily.
No.
You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But there's so much more I can do. I mean, I can literally even I can detach like audio from something,
Hmm.
and then I can trim it and fade it so that it goes at it, and you can choose the angle at which it fades. Like that's
Right.
insane. Like I'm
Right.
thinking that iMovie is cut, cut, cut. Maybe you can do another line of
Yeah.
audio. That's it.
Right. So I think that your next step, like when I get back from Florida, and you should bring your computer up to the studio, swap it out for this one, because I feel like it's the
You're
natural
just trying to get
next.
that back from me. You
Oh, I don't
nasty. I
care
see what you're
about
trying.
that. I don't. Oh,
That's
fine, you
my
keep it.
slick
I'll
scare.
take this one instead. But if we need a computer at the studio, so it's like either this one or that one. You choose.
I gave
But
you a computer at the studio.
that big thing,
That's a
you get out of
Xeon,
here.
man.
That thing's
It's a
garbage,
Xeon,
man.
bro.
No, man.
It's got
That thing's
RAID,
a
bro.
paperweight. I don't. It's not even a paperweight. It'd probably break my desk if I put it on here. Anyways, no, no, no. So that I feel like that or any Mac in general is the next step for your editing.
Mac.
What?
I'll give you this Mac.
What Mac? That big thing? No, 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 no. I don't need that thing. No, no.
Why don't you
All
get the
good.
other one down there and I'll fix it.
Which other one? Oh yeah, yeah. Well, oh yeah. That's fine.
Get
I'll
it on
grab
the road
that.
and I'll fix it.
Yep. That's fine. I'll do that. All right. I think we're all
All right,
good with
man.
this one, man.
All right. Well, thank you for watching. Day 31. There's
All
some
right.
nuggets in this one.
That's right. We're probably gonna chop this up and put clips of it on our B8. So I think
Yeah,
that'd be pretty
definitely.
cool. All right. Till next time.